Welcome to the Super Memory for School program. My name's Ngop Ngung. I'm a grade 10 English teacher. Today we will learn Unit 12. We will learn about grammar. There are 2 points of grammar in today's lesson. First one is about to infinitive, and the second one is about WH question. Let's move up to the first part, to infinitive. We use to infinitive to answer the question, what for? We use to infinitive to answer the question, what for, to ask about the purpose. So what do we use to infinitive for? We use to infinitive to talk about purpose. We use to infinitive to express the purpose of an action. Let's take a look at some examples. What do they use the dictionary for? What do they use a dictionary for? The answer wants to show that the purpose of using a dictionary is to find the meaning of new words. So we will have the following answer. They use the dictionary to find the meaning of new words. Let's take a look at the second example. What does he do morning exercise for? What does he do morning exercise for? The answer wants to show that the purpose of doing morning exercise is to have good health. So we will have the following answer. He does morning exercise to have good health. Next, we will move on to the second grammar point, WH question. There are several WH questions, such as when. We use when to ask about time, where to ask about a place, who to ask about people who are the subject of the sentence, whom to ask about people who are the object of the sentence. We use what to ask about things, opinions, or actions, why to ask about reason, which to ask about a choice between two or more objects, how many to ask about the quantity of countable nouns, how much to ask about the price and the amount of uncountable nouns, how far to ask about distance, how long to ask about length of space or time. Let's take a look at some examples. How many people are there? There are 3 people. In the first example, we have the question word how many, and the verb to be in the question is are. How do we form WH question with the verb to be? To form a WH question with the verb to be in the simple present or past, put WH question word first plus is or are for the simple present tense, and was or were for the simple past tense, and the last part is the subject. Let's look at example number 2. Where do you travel to? I travel to Canada. In this example, we use the question word where. The main verb is travel. There's also another verb, that is the auxiliary verb do. When making questions with normal verbs such as jump, work, run, we need to add the auxiliary verb, and we have the structure. Question word plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb. Let's take a look at example 3. Who teaches you science? Mr. Adam teaches us science. Do you see the difference between question 3 and 2? Yes, question 3 doesn't have an auxiliary verb. The question without auxiliary verbs, we have the following structure, WH plus verb. In example 3, who is the question word and the subject of the sentence? The subject is considered singular. Next, let's apply the knowledge we have learned to do the following exercises. She likes R&B music because it helps her relax. The phrase because it helps her relax refers to the reason why she likes R&B music. So we will use the question word why. Why does she like R&B music? Number 2, I'll stay home and cook if it rains. The phrase stay home and cook refers to action. So we will use the question word what. What will you do if it rains? Number 3, we have math and literature every Monday morning. The phrase every Monday morning refers to time. So we will use the question word when. When do you have math and literature? Number 4, Jim was talking to Jack, his new roommate. The phrase Jack, his new roommate, refers to a person. but is the object of the question, so we will use the question word whom. Whom was Jim talking to? Let's review today's grammar points again. First, to infinitive is used to answer the question, what for, and to state the purpose of the action. Second grammar point, WH question. We have two notices. First, you need to determine the content to choose a suitable WH question. Second, you need to distinguish whether your question has auxiliary verbs or not to apply them correctly. That's the end of our lesson. Thanks for your listening. See you in the next lesson of the Super Memory for Schools program.